Hey, what's up guys, Radku here, back with another Yu-Gi-Oh video, and today's going to be Malefics. Now, I've seen this deck quite a bit in Ranked, and I actually think it's pretty good. Like, sure, it's not the most explosive combo deck, nor is it a very good control deck, but it is very powerful. Being able to basically special summon for free, having less of a cost than most decks to get out some pretty big beat sticks, and all in all just being pretty powerful. But yeah, without further ado, let's jump right into the deck. Starting things off, I play one copy of Malefic Truth Dragon. Now, this card really isn't your main focus of the deck. It's kind of a bit harder to summon, just for an extra like 500 or an extra 1,000 attack boost, but it's still pretty good. So it cannot be normal summoned or set, must be special summoning by its own effect, and cannot be special summoned by other ways. If you control a Malefic monster, and it is destroyed by battle, you can pay half your life points, special summon this card from your hand or graveyard, which is pretty good. There can only be one Malefic on the field. If there's no field spell on the field, destroy this card. If this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, destroy all your opponent's monsters. So basically a built-in Radku. You can easily cut this out from the deck. It's not very good, but it's still an option to play. That's why I only played it at 1. Then I played 3 copies of Malefic Cyber Dragon. This is definitely the best card in the deck. It's a 4,000 body. It's just like really good. It's a free special summon, basically. You special summon it by removing from play one Cyber Dragon from your extra deck. So you remove one of the corresponding cards from the extra deck from play, and that's how you basically play this deck. So the thing is that I decided to not play any of the risky Malefic Dragons where I need to play any bricks in the deck. So now I only play the extra deck ones. So 3 copies of Cyber Dragon are really good. I played 3 copies of Stardust Dragon, Malefic Stardust Dragon, sorry. This is another extra deck option. Not exactly as good as the other one, but it's still pretty good. Plus, yeah. None of the other ones really have any, like, specialty effects, so they basically just become beat sticks on the field. Then I played 3 copies of Malefic Paradigm Dragon, I don't know. Must be special summoned by banishing one Malefic from your extra deck. So we do play one Malefic in the extra deck that is almost completely impossible to summon. If a Malefic world is destroyed on the field, destroy this card. Once per turn, you can send one Malefic card from your deck to the graveyard. Return one banished level 8 synchro to the extra deck. Then you can special summon that monster from the extra deck. Also, you can only attack with Malefic monsters for the rest of the turn. Now, this is how you get those big beat sticks on the field. This is basically a free summon for like a Cyber Dragon, or like really most of your options. This is a really, really good card in the deck. Now I play 3 copies of Malefic Gear, or Paradox Gear. This is kind of just a way to get into your cards. If a face-up field spell on the field, you contribute this card, special summon one Malefic Parallel Gear from your deck, then add one Malefic monster from your deck to your hand. If this Malefic monster would be banished by a monster to special summon itself in its own way, banish this card you control or in your graveyard instead. So basically, this can be the cost of your Malefic monsters, which is really, really good, as well as the fact that it searches it. Plus, it can banish from the graveyard, and it's not a once per turn on both, or on using one of its effects, so that means you can use both of them, which is pretty good. And I play 1 copy of Parallel Gear. When using this card as a synchro material, the other synchro monster is a Malefic monster in your hand. So this means you can get pretty easily into your Paradox Dragon, despite the fact that it's not the best card to go into in the deck. I only play 1 copy of it just because it's searchable with Paradox. Going into the hand drops, 3 copies of Ash generic, 3 copies of Nibiru, because we can easily get over that token. one copy of 1-for-1 because we can get out our parallel gear from the deck, one terraforming, which is pretty good, one upstart to up consistency, and one copy of dimensional fissure because the thing is that we don't really need the graveyard in this deck. The only thing that could ever actually come up is if our parallel gear or our paradox gear is sent to the graveyard. We can't use it as material, but it doesn't really matter because most of our cards are just going to be removed from play, so it doesn't really matter. You can just wait to use your dimensional fissure until you use your paradox gear. Play 3 copies of Potted Desires because basically draw 2. 3 copies of Malefic World because you kind of need this in order for the deck to function, but it's still kind of decent. While this face-up card on the field, you can activate this effect instead of conducting your normal draw phase. Choose 3 Malefic cards from your deck and have your opponent choose 1 at random. So realize it doesn't say with different names, so you can just pick 3 of the same one, and it's basically a search. Then shuffle the rest back into your deck. So a search of any of your Malefic monsters is really good, especially the fact that Paradox or Paragym Dragon, I don't know, can basically special summon the materials back for free. Now I played 3 copies of Malefic Territory. When you activate this card, you can activate 1 Malefic World from your deck. Pretty good. Another special free search from the deck. While this card is in the field zone, neither player can target a card in the field zone with card effects. The Malefic monster effects. There can only be 1 Malefic monster on the field. There can only be 1 face-up Malefic monster on the field. During the battle phase, negate the effects of face-up Malefic monsters on the field. So, yeah, it kind of circumvents the effects, so that way you can have multiple on the field, which is pretty good. I played 2 copies of Malefic Divide. Basically a monster reborn for the deck. 1 copy of Malefic Selector. So if your opponent somehow manages to get over all your beat sticks on the field, you have this to search everything back. I played 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. Great stall card, plus it's imperm. Play 1 copy of Macrocosmos because, again, same reason we played Dimensional Fissure. So going into the extra deck, I played 3 copies of Malefic Paradox Dragon. So this card is mostly summoned with parallel gear, but it's not summoned a ton in the deck. When this card is synchro summoned, you can select 1 synchro monster in either player's graveyard, special summon it. There can only be 1 face up on the field. The Malefic World is not on the field. Destroy this card. So this is kind of good, I guess. Like, it's not really important, but it's here as an option. Play 3 copies of Stardust for material for Stardust, 3 copies of Cyber End Dragon for material for Cyber End Dragon. Play 1 copy Gustav Max, 1 copy of Libby, and 1 copy of Super Dimensional Robot Galaxy Destroyer. Just as some rank 10 options, definitely gets you through some plays, and it's a good option. Libby is especially good just because you can go into Gustav, burn for 2,000, then have Libby just destroy your opponent from there. Then I play the Nightmare lineup just as another generic option. It's nothing super important, but it still really helps the deck out if you need to go into it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, and let me know what you thought, and let me know if there's anything you would change about the deck. Would you run any of the more risky cards like Malefic, Cyber End, or Malefic Blue Eyes, or Malefic Red Eyes, or would you run any of the ones that you need a copy in your deck? But yeah, that's pretty much it, and I'll see you in the next Yu-Gi-Oh video. Peace, guys.